News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. And there's your closing bell for this Monday on Wall Street, where stocks are higher after we got signs U.S. trade policies will be more targeted than anticipated. And President Trump said he may give a lot of countries breaks on tariffs. We'll get to all of that shortly. But first, let's get those closing numbers. We bring them to you each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 100 points. NASDAQ gained 405 points. And the Dow gained 597 points. The 10-year Treasury yield is at 4.33%, and the 2-year yield is at 4.03%. While President Trump said he would be announcing new tariffs on automobiles and pharmaceuticals in the near future, he also indicated he would give some countries a break.
Well, I may give a lot of countries breaks, but it's reciprocal, but we might be even nicer than that.
Trump also said he would add a 25% tariff on any country purchasing oil and gas from Venezuela, citing migration and criminal gang members in the U.S. Trump posted on social media that this new secondary tariff would take effect April 2nd. Meanwhile, the Treasury Department has extended the deadline for Chevron to wind down its ventures in Venezuela. The government has given Chevron until May 27th to wrap up its business and leave. And the Trump administration is challenging the court order by a federal judge that aimed to halt the deportation of Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador. A D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals heard that case today. Now, the Trump administration claims it was justified deporting the migrants under a centuries-old law called the Alien Enemies Act. But there are questions as to whether all of these migrants have criminal records. During the hearing, one of the judges on the three-judge panel, Judge Patricia Millett, grilled DOJ Deputy Assistant Attorney General Drew Ensign and said the migrants didn't have the right to due process.
There were no procedures in place to notify people. Nazis got better treatment under the Alien Enemy Act than has happened here, where the proclamation required the promulgation of regulations, and they had hearing boards.
Judge James Boasberg's order to stop those deportations was not followed by administration officials, and hundreds of migrants were taken to a prison in El Salvador. And the president expects efforts to reduce the federal government's workforce to reach an appropriate level in the next 2 to 3 months, telling cabinet officials today that the efforts of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, will continue, but he indicated they do have an end point in mind.
We're getting down to a point we think probably over the next 2 or 3 months we'll be pretty much satisfied with the people that are working hard and want to be members of the administration and our country, really. And they're doing a lot of good people. We have a lot of great people. We want to keep the good ones.
Trump acknowledged the government overhaul may not be popular, but he continued to defend the effort. The Trump administration today asked the Supreme Court to halt a ruling that orders the rehiring of thousands of federal workers who were let go in mass firings across several agencies. Airbus CEO Guillaume Faury cautioned that any potential tariffs between the U.S. and Europe could in fact be more problematic for his arch-rival Boeing, as President Trump prepares to announce major levies across different industries. Faury telling Bloomberg TV's Guy Johnson they're relying on their plant in Alabama, where they have 3 assembly lines, 2 of which are already delivering planes.
So we are procuring from everywhere around the world, assembling there in the U.S. with U.S. jobs, 2 U.S. airlines as well. So I think we are key to the U.S. ecosystem, to the aviation ecosystem, and we think that plays a big role in how tariffs are targeted.
Airbus CEO Guillaume Faury on Bloomberg Television. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic sat down with Bloomberg's Michael McKee ahead of a raft of economic data this week, including the Conference Board's Consumer Index tomorrow. Also tomorrow, durable goods orders and the Fed's preferred gauge of inflation comes out on Friday. Bostic says he doesn't see 2% inflation for a couple of years.
My projection of where inflation is going to go this year is pretty much sideways, and we won't get back to a more neutral level of inflation, our 2% target. I don't project until sometime early in 2027.
Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic added that he has been looking at 2 rate cuts this year, but now he's pared that down to just 1. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris, and this is Bloomberg.